Today's joke will be bad, whether you like it or not. Kill me. Hello everybody, welcome back to Stoneblock 3. It's been a good bit, and today's video, I've got some good news and some slightly concerning news. The good news is, we've added a new member to our family in Stoneblock 3. Look! So, if you don't know, I had a chance cube that I'd opened up for an outro a while back, and out of it I got a dog spawn egg. So I decided to spawn it, and look, I named her Angel. Because look at her, she's so cute. Oh, how's my little angel? Yeah, she's doing so good. Now the slightly concerning news. I'm not entirely sure how long this video might take. It might end up being a shorter video, it might end up being a longer video than normal, and it might just end up being an average. So we're just gonna have to see. So, it's another crafting day. We've got to make all sorts of stuff. Where the heck did I get this egg? Alright, that was a thing. But the first thing we're going to need to craft is this fluid extractor. It says power optional, so I don't know what that means. I feel like maybe if I add power to it, it'll get stronger. But for right now, I won't be doing that. So, what I'm going to need to make this is the 4 iron, stone of any kind, a light-weighted pressure plate. We all know how to make those. We all Minecraft here. And a piston. The thing that is of concern, though, is a pity machine frame. Well, not really concern, it's just new. And this thing actually looks pretty simple. Well, I guess I'll grab all of these things real quick, and then I'll start crafting. Okay, I think I have everything. I just need to turn all that into iron. So now I should have everything to craft. So first and foremost, we'll just make the lightweight pressure plate. And then I can also make myself this piston. Unable to... Oh, right. I'm not in my crafting group. For some reason, I keep thinking I am whenever I pull up that menu. And I really don't know why, but there we go. Now we've got ourselves a piston. And then we've got ourselves... I forgot to make the block. Now we've got ourselves the pity machine frame. And then we combine all of that. And there we go. Now, after many technical difficulties, we've got ourselves the fluid extractor. And that was actually a quest completed. Okay, so now that I have this fluid extractor, I'm in here just because there's a lot of space. I'll be moving this whenever I decide to automate it. I'll do that in between episodes, though. If you're wondering what I'm going to automate, though, you'll just have to stick around and see. And how do I turn this? Oh, it is doing the process already. Well, that's fun, but I don't want it facing that way. Which way is it facing? Okay, yeah, it's facing the wall. I don't want it facing that way. Yes, okay, now it's facing this way. I can put a log up to it, and yeah, as you can see, it's slowly breaking. So, because it's called the fluid extractor, some of you might be able to imagine what's going on here. But for those of you who can't, what this is doing is it's taking out the fluids, and what it's taking out is called latex. And I can also add upgrades to this as well, but I don't really have the means for that. So what I'm wondering is if I add power to this, will it become stronger? That's what I want to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try taking this over to the power room, and then I'm going to use it there and see what happens. Okay, so now that we're here, I'm going to put the fluid extractor... Yeah, there's fine. And then I'll put that there, and now it should... Yeah, now it's taking power. So is it doing it anymore? It's a little faster, actually. Okay, so it speeds it up. That's what this is doing. It's also eating up a lot of my power, though. Yeah, because my power thing's a bit, small. I'm gonna try changing out those tanks sometime soon in between episodes. I guess I could leave it like this. Okay, how much do I need for a bucket? How much does it take? Okay, I need 1,000. I might be better off just taking this back and using the temporal pouch on it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get a full bucket of this, and then I'm gonna show you what we're gonna need to do from then onward. Okay, so it's actually going pretty fast. I've already got myself the latex bucket. It's been a minute, and apparently, after it gets fully drained from the log, it strips it, and then it keeps going, which is actually really good. And, oh my gosh, it's already full. I'm just gonna leave that for a little bit, and we'll come back to that at some other point. So, the next thing that I can craft is a latex processing unit. So I'm going to need another block of redstone, 4 more iron, water egg or water bucket, I'll probably get a bucket, a furnace, and another machine frame. So let me grab all of these once again real quick, and then I'll show you what this latex processing unit does. And we also give Angel some love. Yes, Angel, you're such a good girl. And there we go. Now we have the latex processing unit. So, with this thing, I think this one might need power. I am uncertain. Yes, it does. So let's take this thing back into the power room. So let us put this here. Again, I'll probably need to expand this thing sometime soon. But for right now, it's got itself some power. So with this, I put this into here, and now it has the latex. I think that might be enough. Ooh, wait a second. Oh, there's something else that needs to be in here. Hang on a minute. Ah, okay, it needs water. Oh, okay, well that's easy to get. I can just go over here and grab a bucket of that. Put it in. Now that should be going. And here we go. So now it's processing the latex and the water. And it's going to give me... Oh, it only uses 100 for each latex. Okay, that's good. So I should get about 10 of these. I'll need to get more water. But each of these will give me tiny dry rubber. I need 9 of these to make the thing that I'm going to need. So I'm going to need to put in a bunch more water and just keep on throwing some of that into there. Once I have 9 of these, then I'll come back and show you what this is going to make. Alrighty, there we go. I got all of them. I will need to make more of this, but that should be fine, although my temporal pouch is beginning to get a little strained. But what this is going to make is I use the tiny dry rubber to make normal dry rubber. And then I can take this dry rubber, throw this in here or in like an energized smelter, or pretty much anything that smelts. And once this is done, it's going to make something called plastic. It actually kind of looks like a little s'more there, but you know, that's fine. I'm pretty sure if I remember the math I did correctly, I'm going to need about 14 of these. So that's like, I need 9 of these just to make one of these, and I need 14. So that's like
a lot of boring math later.
126 of these tiny dry rubbers. I definitely didn't use a calculator at all for that. Definitely not. I'm not bad at math. Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a bit. A little bit of an update. Well, slash me coming back. I've semi-automated this thing. It's not like the full automation that I'm going to be doing later on, but this is what I have to work with now. So what I did was I made 2 more of these, and I hooked them up to fluid pipes and put those all into a basic fluid tank, so it's like 3 times the speed. And then I also used the Stirling Dynamo and powered it with blaze powder and just put a bunch of those there being poured into this, which then powers these, tripling each of those. So this whole thing has just been sextupled, and so now I've got all that. So now that we have the fluid extractor and the processing unit, the next thing that we're going to need is to make this mob slaughter factory. And this is one of the things that I needed the plastic for, was this takes 2 plastic, and it also takes a golden gear, 2 iron swords and iron axes, another redstone, and another one of these pity machine frames. Alrighty, and there we go. Now we have the mob slaughter factory, and once again, that's another quest done. Yay! What this thing does is just what it says. It slaughters mobs, but what it gives me is going to be incredibly useful. Well, one of them anyways, the other one not so much. Now, you might think I'd be putting this thing at my mob farm, and you'd be wrong. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right here where I use the whole blood altars and stuff. So I'm going to take this thing out right there, and then I'm going to... Yeah, I'll take that away, and then, oh no, that's not what I want to do. Okay, and then I'll put that facing inwards. Okay, and it is now going. So once I shift out this block, I'm not sure I want to change it yet. So once I change that with the other thing, which is going to be, yeah, this dreadful dirt, then a buttload of mobs are going to start spawning. And once I put power into this thing, it'll start killing them. So let me set that up real quick, and I'll see you all in probably like 2 minutes maybe.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
So now I just need to change this out with the dreadful dirt, and this should be good. Now I just need to wait for mobs to spawn, and this thing should kill them instantly. I'm going to show the working area. Yeah, so anything in that area should just instantly die, if I remember correctly. Okay, so once that thing goes down, he is now just instantly dead. Now, what happens when these things die is it gives me two things. It gives me liquid meat. It's exactly as useless as you think it sounds. And pink slime. The pink slime is the thing I'm shooting for. So I need to get more of these mobs in here so that I can kill all of them super easily. And I think I can boost this up and it'll spawn mobs quicker. So now I really just gotta wait for... Yep, there we go. Now another mob has been spawned and it has been eaten. So while that pink slime is cooking, the next thing I'm going to need to make, yes, it doesn't actually require the pink slime, it's just that the things inside of it that I'm going to use it for need pink slime. You'll see eventually. It's called this this chamber. I'm just going to call it the chamber. You all know I'm bad with words. So what we need to do is we need 2 plastic, another pity machine frame. There's going to be a lot of these in this. A diamond gear. That's gonna be expensive. 2 more gold and 2 buckets. Okay, I should have everything I need. Yeah, there we go. So with that, I should have, yep, my distillation chamber. And this thing probably also needs power. Yep, go figure. So let's take this thing into the actual power room. I'm using a lot of stuff outside the power room. But it should be fine. Is there a front to this? Doesn't look like it, it's fine. I'm stuck. So now that we have this distillation chamber, basically this is another form of crafting. There's other things that can be crafted with this distillation chamber. One of the things that this is going to need is pink slime. Another thing that it uses is going to be the stuff that I used to make the plastic. I don't remember what it was called specifically. I'd have to get a look at it again. But I think I need to use those ones first because there's some things that I need to make. So let me go and grab some of that real quick and look at a few recipes, and then I'll get back to you. Oh, and side note, we have 222 middle buckets of liquid meat, because why not? Alrighty, so I found out what it was called. It was called latex. And so now I have that in there, and the first thing that I'm going to need to use this to make is a simple machine frame. It's a higher tier than a pity machine frame, and I'm going to need 2 of these. Okay, I should have everything now. So I take a gold gear surrounded by those 2 iron. Then I can put these 2 nether bricks up top center, put the machine thing, and then on the sides I put 2 plastic. So now it should be good. I'm not sure. Once again, I'm not sure how much of this takes. So let us watch carefully and see how much it's going to be. Oh, wow, this thing takes a butt ton of power, doesn't it? Okay, so that means I need to put this thing in overtime. I'm probably going to need to get some more, like, of these magmatic dynamos. That way I can have more power going into these. I'll do that in between episodes, but there we go. And it didn't actually take all that much, which is actually really good. So now I can make the second one of these. Luckily, this is only the second to last time that I need to do this. So I have just made a realization. I only made 1 gear. Alrighty, so now I've got the gear. I can just throw that into there and it should just start using up the power. And now that this is finished, there we go. We have the second simple machine frame. So now that we've got these things, this is where things get a wee little bit spicy. I'm gonna pull something up real quick, just because once I do this, you're all gonna know exactly what I'm gonna do. So here we are. The things I added is a laser drill and a fluid laser base. So for those of you who haven't seen anything about industrial foregoing, I'm making a laser drill. It's gonna be freaking awesome. But this is one of the reasons why I needed this simple machine frame, was because it's going to take one for the laser drill, and it's also going to take one of these higher ones, which is why I need the pink slime for the fluid laser base. The reason why I'm choosing fluid, though, is something that I'll reveal later, but this is one of the reasons why I needed more of these plastics, is because yeah, it wasn't enough. And by my count, I actually need 4 more plastic, which isn't actually as much as I was thinking it was going to be, but still, nonetheless, that's actually pretty good. Actually, I have everything on me to make the drill. The only things that I really need are 2 gold gears and 1 diamond gear. So I guess I might as well just do that real quick. 2 gold gears, 1 diamond gear, and 1 laser drill. There we go. So now that I have that, all I need to do is get the rest of the stuff to make the laser base. And I'm also going to need to grab some more of the plastic, so that way I can make this advanced one. The real kicker, though, is this netherite scraps. You know, you all know how to get netherite. You need ancient debris, but each of these ancient debris only gives you 1 netherite scrap. And I, unfortunately, only have 1 ancient debris. However, there is another way to do this. For you see, if I go over to the enrichment chamber, this ancient debris gives me 2 netherite scraps rather than 1, which is a good thing since I have myself an enrichment chamber.
Later.
Okay, I should have everything I need now. All I need to do left is to just put everything in order. So now I just put in those 2, put those in. Finally, we now have the advanced machine frame. So now that I have this, while I was away, I realized that I need to make a choice.
I don't like where this is going.
Because there's actually a few things that I need to do. Because if I decide to use it on this fluid laser base, that will then eat it up. However, there was another thing that I was wanting to do that I could do now, which would be use it on this mob duplicator so that I could then make a specific type of mob farm. Because both of these were going to farm something. However, with the mob duplicator, it could give me more of what I need to help with this thing. I think after a bit of deliberation, I'm gonna do this instead, and then next episode, I'll pick up with the laser drill thing. So for today, we're going to be doing this. So what the mob duplicator needs is actually a lot of pretty cheap stuff. All I really need is a nether wart, 2 magma creams, and 2 emeralds. And then we have ourselves the mob duplicator instead of the mob, instead of the laser drill. Which is kind of unfortunate, but now that I'm thinking about it, this is kind of a necessary evil. So what I do with this is you put it on the ground, and it also uses power, and it also uses essence. But the way that I make this thing duplicate, I'm not sure if it actually needs power, or if that just helps it out. I'll probably have to figure that out. But the way that I make this thing work is I need, this mob imprisonment tool. And then I imprison a mob in there, and then I put that in here. And with enough essence, it should then duplicate said mob. So let me set something up for one last time, and it's gonna be a lot. I might not be able to finish this all today, specifically as I'm recording this. I may have to push for tomorrow.
Much later.
So, just a small update. This is the area that I have worked with. I've already got the mob that I needed to make, and I already know that I need essence, so I'm gonna put those stuff in whenever this is required. But this is like how I've got it. So the way that I need to get essence, though, that is not easy at all. Oh, I messed up. I messed up bad. The way to get essence, the only real way to get essence is with this mob crusher. But the mob crusher also takes the advanced machine frame, which is what I used to get the mob duplicator. And I don't have any more of the stuff that's required, mainly the netherite scraps. And the only other way to get it seems to be if I use any of these other XP-like things to turn it into essence. But it's like this something called a bottling machine, which I have no idea what that is or what it does. Okay, let me look up this bottling machine thing real quick. before I make my final call about something. Okay, so I've looked into it, and all the stuff was actually incredibly easy to get, so I decided to just grab it off screen. It was just like a lot of hammering and stuff, so it was very time consuming, but it was all very easy, so I decided to just grab it all real quick. It's all very easy to get. If you're curious as to like how they're specifically crafted, be sure to check out like the mod itself. It's called Immersive Engineering. It's actually pretty cool. So, what I need to do is I need to take, I'm going to put it one up, this sheet metal right here. Then I take the scaffolding, put it there, there, and there. And behind it on this side, I take this engineering blocks, I believe. And then up in the center, I take the redstone engineering block. And then right up here, I take this fluid pump. And ooh, this thing does need power. I can figure that out as soon as I finish this up, because I need to make sure that this is actually working. So I put it like this. I gotta make sure the arrow is facing this way. It should only work like this. Okay, now everything should be set up correctly. Unless I need to put this on before or afterwards. I'll put it on after just to see. Let's click it. And yes, it worked! Okay, so that's how you know that this thing is fully completed properly, is by when you click it with the hammer, you right click it, it turns into this. Okay, so then on the top right there, I put the accumulator, and yes, that is what needs powered. Okay, so I put power into the accumulator, and that should power all of this. I have my giant thing of experience, so I'm just pumping it into here. So here's what I'm hoping. If I go in and type in essence, I believe it's with an E. Okay, so if I go in and type in essence, with this thing, normally you get essence from Mob Crusher, and whenever it kills, it gives essence. But in this bottling machine, it shows essence bucket and several different things. So my hope is that this thing converts any of these into an essence bucket, but I'm incredibly uncertain about that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a hopper. Ooh, will that work? We'll see. Put a hopper right there. That did not work. Can I just throw this on here and it works? Okay, yeah, I can. But it's not moving. Okay, so the power isn't going in like this. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Okay, so now it's powered. Well, at least it's getting power into it. It doesn't look like it's transferring anywhere, though. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now it's all working. Okay, hang on a minute. So this works. It looks sick. I managed to figure it out. But if we go back to essence, I'm curious about something. So this shows any of these different fluids and then an essence bucket. What happens if I click one of these fluids? Yeah, essence of knowledge. Okay, that just gives me that. What if I click fluid XP? We go over here. It's showing all these different things. Okay, I see what's going on here. So it's showing me the thing that I need, but it's also showing other things that can do the same thing for their individual things. So the bottom line is, as cool as this thing is, it doesn't work. This is not what I thought it was going to do. So what that means, since this whole thing doesn't work, I'm going to have to put the work in to gather up the rest of the stuff to make the mob crusher. Now, all of these other things are fine, but this advanced machine frame, that's the kicker. And I'll also need to make another simple machine frame, and I'll need to get netherite scraps, which means I either need to go back to the nether and try and find another one of the ancient debris.
You get the idea.
Okay, that took forever, but I finally got the mob crusher, and from it, I have a bucket of essence. It should only take one bucket. If not, I can boot up that thing again to kill more of these mobs. So, I want to make sure I have the glass in my hand, so that way once this thing is summoned, I can get out of there quickly, and the dogs won't shut up. Alrighty, well, that was a nuisance, but now everything should be okay. So all I have to do is put this essence in here, close this off briefly, and yeah, I think it does need power. So that means I just need to hook something up to it real quick, but that should be fine. Alrighty, it should work now. All I have to do is power this up. The only thing that concerns me is they might spawn down here if I don't do this properly. Here we go. Okay, it should be getting power now. Okay, yep, it is indeed powered. It's going to need 5,000 to summon it. Yes! It worked! Look at it! we've got a wither skeleton. So, as you all can see, what I have made here is a wither skeleton spawner. Now, I do intend to automate this a bit more later on, and I'm pretty sure that used up all of the essence. It didn't use it all, but it just used all the power. Okay, once I automate this, I'm going to make several more of the magma dynamos and all that. I'm going to try and make a bigger tank for the magma thing as well, so that way this can all be powered by lava. The reason why I wanted to do this is because you all remember how much it took me to get the 3 wither skulls to make a wither. This way, I essentially can have infinite wither skulls without having to find them or wait for them to spawn, because now I will just have them right here, duplicating from this one guy, just waiting for me to chop them up, giving me an even bigger chance of dropping a skull. That is freaking awesome. And I got some coal, too. That's neat. Alrighty, well, now it looks like I've used up all the essence I have, which is fine. I can make more because I do have the mob crusher now. So that's going to be a whole lot easier. And I also discovered a slightly easier way to get the netherite. So it won't take me as long to be able to get the laser drill once I actually do make that. So that's actually really good. So now that we have done this grand achievement, let's mark off some achievements. Let's see what I got here. Industrial Foregoings Manual. Well, I could have used that a while ago. Considering that I have these chance cubes, it would be fitting for me to use them, which means the only thing left for me to do today is open up today's chance cubes. Yes, I am opening up 2 once again due to the inconvenience of today. I apologize to all of you, but sometimes these things, they do happen. So let's open up this first one right here, number 1. I freaking knew it! I knew it from the start. You all heard that I went quiet. I knew there was something awry there. Okay, you get out of here. Get out of here, you. Alrighty, well, that's gonna be a pain to fix. I also got a loot crate, which gave me a music disc. Nice. No, I'll put in the second one. It's raining cats and dogs. I mean, it says there is, but I can't seem to find them. Oh, they're way down. Oh, okay. Well, then they're probably suffocating then. Wait, what? They had names. They had names, and apparently they did suffocate. Okay, yeah. Apparently you don't want that one when you're inside of a world full of completely closed off stone. Go figure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my last stone block video. You'll surely enjoy it. Bye-bye!